What's up, Ass Clowns? Welcome back. First of all, I just wanted to thank you so much for your support. In our last video, we were able to get almost 100 views in the first 24 hours. Now, I only paid for 50 from that Chinese bot farm, so unless they were running a promotion I didn't know about, that means half of those views were organic. Really appreciate it, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about the first steps I've already taken with the van, the next steps I plan to take, and also we're going to be installing some window deflectors. So strap in. Here we go. Now, the first thing I did back here was to pull up the flooring. It was this big black mat. The hard part, though, it had this insulation stuff glued on the back. I ended up having to hack that off with a razor, the same razor your mother uses to shave her back. I threw away the insulation, but I'm going to keep this mat because when I eventually cut some plywood or whatever for the floor, this is going to be a perfect template. Before I can even think about that, though, I need to focus on insulation and soundproofing. I'm going to be using Dynamat right out of the gates. Dynamat is basically a very dense rubber used for soundproofing and to a degree insulating. It's about £1 per square foot, so if I hit some of these big walls on the floor up here, it's going to really bring down the vibrations and quiet it down a lot. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the UPS guy who beast moded 2 boxes of this stuff, 25 pounds each, all the way across the street and upstairs to my apartment, all while holding other packages. Absolute legend. I thoroughly enjoyed watching all that from the comfort of my kitchen as I sipped on a delicious and nutritious glass of V8. Now, I started doing a little sanding and spraying of Rust-Oleum on a few little rough patches here, and there's a few little random ones here. I'm not sure how necessary that step is, but I already got the can of Rust-Oleum and the sandpaper, so I might as well stay the course and finish it up here. Now, I'm going to be doing a full video on the Dynamat installation later, but for now, let's head back upstairs, and I'm going to go over the tools necessary to install our window deflectors. Okay, first off, you're going to need some pliers. Now, I've got this little set in a multi-tool here. If all you have is a larger pair, that should be okay as well. Then we're going to need some adhesive-backed Velcro strips. I've got 2 here, but if you're doing it right, that's going to be redundant. You're only going to need 1. Then, old reliable, a little bit of crazy glue. Then, of course, an empty pack of Lucky Strikes from Japan. Game Boy Pocket. A copy of Itzhak Bentov, stock in the Wild Pendulum. And last but not least, 38 Special Hollow Point. Now, you could probably get away with using 357 in a pinch, but that might be too much mustard for what we're doing today. Now, any self-respecting handyman or woman should have access to all these tools at their house. For the benefit of all the people at home who don't have access to these, I'm going to go ahead and do the installation without any of them. All right, we're going to get the window deflectors installed. Now, these are going to be great because it'll allow me to keep the window cracked a couple inches at night, get that cross breeze going, especially when I get a fan in here, and if I install a window with a slider here, there's just going to be air flowing all over the place here. And also when it's raining, it'll keep the rain from coming inside the vehicle. To prepare the workspace, you're going to make sure your windows are nice and clean and nice and dry. So let's get started. All right, so we got the deflector right here. First thing to consider, see how it tapers off at this thin portion. This is the portion that's going to rest inside the actual window channel. The rest will be coming out. That's mainly important in the corner because you have to make sure that you don't accidentally put this inside the channel. I'm going to have a close-up for you of that. Okay, so we've got our corner seated right here, making sure that the bottom portion that's not thin stays out of the channel. And these things are nice and flexible, so don't be scared of getting a little bend into them. You're going to make sure, so now it's seated on both sides, a little bit of gap up here, and then we're just going to work it in a rolling kind of fashion. Like I said, these things are resilient. Be careful. Now, for the Nissan, the MB200s, it'll have a little notch that lines up right here. Just kind of use that as a guide. There we go. And then just work your way back to the corner, making sure you're not pulling the stripping out of the channel. All right, now it's seated here. Give it a little bit of delicate outward tug. Most important, make sure the corner, it'll come out a little bit as you're fastening this one. Boom. That little final push. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, got them installed. Rolled the window up the rest of the way carefully, making sure that there was no obstructions in the channel. Now we're supposed to let it sit for 24 hours. We'll come on back tomorrow and it should be good to go. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate your patience as I iron out some kinks as far as sound, focus, lighting, generally everything. Unlike 2020, these videos are going to get better, I promise. Now, my next project, I've got a big-ass roll of Reflectix currently being used as a tripod. Gonna cut that into some window shades. That's gonna be a fun little one. We'll go into more detail on that later. I still have a big video coming about my overall design philosophy. That's gonna be coming down the pipe pretty soon too. Overall, just want to thank you again for watching. Don't forget to gently caress that like button and send down a rod from God onto that subscribe button, okay? Have yourself an all right day.